I wasn't a big fan of them at the time because they're rear-wheel drive and they're a little bit of a handful, a bit like a 2.8 Capri. I used to think the chances of me crashing in a rear-wheel drive were higher than a front-wheel drive. But now, yeah, quite like a Manta, to the point where I would actually have a Manta over a Capri.
Off to Manchester to pick up a Opel Manta that has been parked up and owned by the same family, I think, for donkey's years. You wait and see. When I get there, it's going to be the most compact, difficult to get to garage you've ever seen in all your life. We'll see.
Gran passed away probably about 11, 12 years ago now. And then I bought her house, which is this house we're here at. And for the past, well, as long as I've owned this house, we've had this car in the garage.
Close to Manchester, sisters Josie and Nadine are dealing with the final vestiges of their grandmother's formidable legacy.
My gran bought this car after her retirement from the newsagents, of which she owned just round the corner. So she's a bit of a local celebrity, very well known in the area. So she
everyone knows Betty Culshaw.
Yeah, called Culshaws, of which she was very much the matriarch. She never really treated herself, but this was her retirement present to herself.
Gran had a reputation for her driving, but it wasn't for its quality. Maybe for its white-knuckle ride, being in the car with Gran, and a white-knuckle ride at 20 miles an hour is quite a thing.
Yeah.
The car's been stored in the garage, gathering dust and other detritus for over 3 decades.
And this is the last tax disc we could find, which is 91, and I'm 33, and this car's never been out of this garage in my lifetime. It's time for it to go. You know, I don't really want it just to kind of continue to fester in this garage. And ultimately, I want my garage back. I want a spinning bike.
The family have recruited some friends to help make Derek's job an easy one.
It can't be that difficult to move, can it?
The tyres are doing well.
Yeah, it's going up slowly. So, because it's too far that way, we need to move it into the middle and then pull it out at the angle. It'll be easier to manoeuvre it with the skates on anyway, hopefully. Right, here's the business. Come back a bit. Right, that'll do. Right, we happy? Right, go on then.
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, we're good. Left hand, yeah. Good, right, straight now.
Wow.
Straight.
It's almost a bit emotional, it coming out after all of this time. I can see how in its day, nice and shiny and new, how that would be a really attractive car. Can I imagine Betty in it now, driving it? Yeah, I want to have a sit in it.
We've got half your garage still on there.
I'll move right there. Right hand down, so you're turning right.
Yeah.
All 4 wheels on the road, not half on the curb. We'll just...
I'll try.
All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Steer.
I'm steering it.
That's it.
Oh, wow. Next stop, Thornton Dale.
They're cat footprints. The cats that have probably been dead for 20-odd years all left their footprint.
Like fossils almost. It is. That's right.
Betty and the...
Betty C. There we go. She's was here.
was here.
Oh, fab. Oh, she'd be really pleased to see this out now, finally, after all this time. I'm sure she'll be looking down on us from somewhere.
Demanding that we get a good price.
Demanding that we get a good price for it.
It's all for nothing.
Don't let it go for nothing. Oh, fab.
Well, hello.
Hello.
Oh, nice to see you all. Cleaned it up then.
Yeah, we've done a good cleaning. I'm Josie.
I'm Derek.
Nice to meet
Josie.
you.
Derek's arrived in Earlham to pick up the very dusty Opel Manta.
This is it, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, Betty's Manta.
Yeah.
It's not been out of the garage for probably about 35 years.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Well, Manta GT, they were great little sellers in their day. Yeah, let's have a quick look round it.
Yeah.
And it's free. Pushed it, did you?
Yeah, I had a ride.
Aye, great, yeah, orange trim. 43,000, that'd be right, won't it? Brilliant. Well, it'll cause some interest, I'll tell you that. Yeah, more interesting at the moment. Who's got kettle on?
Yeah, Craig.
Have you? Well done, mate. Thank you. Aye. Actually, it's kept pretty well, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Not bad at all, really. Yeah. It's no, it's going to make a car, this, isn't it? Wheel arches are all good. I think it would be wrong to clean it up because you try and make it look something it ain't.
Yeah.
It wants to be sold as it is.
Yeah.
The guys we have come in overalls. They're scruffy, but they work on these, you know, which is great, man. Super thing. Thanks ever so. Lovely. That's brilliant. Just a job. Yeah. No one got any biscuits then?
Biscuits?
After a temporary pause for a biscuit delivery, it's down to the usual brass tacks.
I don't think it'll do much less than 4.
Yeah, better than it being sat in a garage.
Right, we're going to load it on.
When you're as mob-handed as this, loading a car is a bit of a doddle.
I'll guide you, but if the rope breaks, anything like that, where's it going to wind up? Aim for the wall, eh, rather than the van.
I mean, Craig, do you want to do this now? I don't think
Don't ruin it at the last point.
Fine.
Get it down.
Get it down.
I'm going to swap because
Let's not write
I
it
don't.
They'll take it down.
So close. I don't feel comfortable going up there.
Yeah, go on, keep going. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're fine. A little bit of left, only a weeny bit. We've never lost one yet, but you never know. Little bit of right, mate. Only a touch, weeny bit.
I didn't want to show Craig up with my driving skills, so I let him do it.
Yeah, perfect. Bang on. Just pop it in gear, don't put a brake on. Lovely, that is. Cracking job. And what a lovely gesture to go and get it out for me as well. Couldn't be better. I'll tell you what, you can have that. It looked nice on the mantelpiece.
It looks like a World War II bomb.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? You can have that.
Does nobody want it?
It had a fully working exhaust, that, when we handed it over.
Oh, been fantastic. Lovely to meet you.
Thank you
Sue, lovely to meet you, mate. Thank you ever so much for your help, everybody. Really, really good. I think it's going to do really well. I think you'd be pleasantly surprised. Lovely. Right, I'll go.
Thank you so much.
And off it goes.
It's gone, finally, after all this time. I just don't know what I'm going to put in that garage. I'll get my spinning bike after all.
It's only done 43,000 miles, and I would think it most certainly be correct, you know, being only the second owner.
Derek is back at HQ with Betty Culshaw's Manta.
Obviously, you know, scabby and what have you, but in actual fact, when you look round it, it's a very straight car. Do not paint this car. Keep it as original as possible. Don't be led into it by a paint shop, a modern paint shop, say, just paint it all and be done with and all the rest of it. No. But look, solid. So do not paint the whole lot. Anyway, what do I know? But that's what most people would do. They'd paint the old bloody thing and ruin it. Ain't learned anything in 50 years because I'm an idiot. Jacko, you gonna jump in here, mate? Isn't it nice? Wouldn't it make a proper old car, this will?
Yeah. Look at that.
I'll tell you what, one of them cars looks better and better every time you look at it. Whoever buys it, don't be silly and start repainting it, because it don't want repainting.
I'm getting the impression that whoever buys it shouldn't paint it. I don't know why.
Did I say that? Definitely. Do not repaint that car. Oh, that's a shame, isn't it?
And the more you look around it, there's more blemishes than you actually realize.
Yeah, but don't paint round here. No. I don't like all this build-up of paint on the rubbers and things and stuff. Unless you take the glass out and do it properly.
Yeah.
Tailgate. Kind of like repaint, isn't it? Ignore that. Cut. Ignore what I just said.
So
definitely want to repaint this car, you know, without a doubt. You know, make a proper car if you repainted it. Yeah, do you know what? I think you might have to repaint this car. I've got a feeling you might have to repaint it. Oh dear, what a shame. Ah, it's heartbreaking, man.
I know nothing about cars, and I could have told you it needed a repaint.
What do I know? I've only been doing it 55 years, so I'm new to the job. I'll learn, hopefully. I'm sick, I'm gutted, I really am.
So, the Manta. We used to have lots of these when I was growing up. I wasn't a big fan of them at the time because they're rear-wheel drive and they're a little bit of a handful, a bit like a 2.8 Capri. I used to think the chances of me crashing in a rear-wheel drive were higher than a front-wheel drive. But now, yeah, quite like a Manta, to the point where I would actually have a Manta over a Capri. I think the quality of the car was better than Ford during these period of production. And then we've got two. I mean, you just can't make this up, can you? I mean, and the black and the C-Reg. Well, obviously that's a Berlinetta, this one's a GT, but in theory, same coupe and all the rest of it. But I'm guessing they just put a few more extra little goodies on the Berlinetta. But basically, other than that, the same.
The Opel Manta was one of the more successful attempts to take on the iconic Ford Capri on its home ground, as a sports car masquerading as a previously humble two-door saloon. With a badge designed after consultation with the undersea explorer Jacques Cousteau, the Manta won a significant chunk of the market, partly through special editions like the innocently named Swinger, a 3-speed automatic with suitably go-faster stripes. The range was revamped in the mid-70s and remained in production until it was eventually overtaken by a new generation of hot hatchbacks.
I think they're each going to do 4,500. They will appeal to different people for different reasons. This car, this will end up achieving the same money as that one. In fact, I'll go one step further. This one will end up doing more money than that one. Yeah, I like that. And I won't be the only one.
So there she is, 1985, Opel Manta GT. Loads and loads of interest in this vehicle. There we are, 8,750. We got 8,750. We're away.
So that's wonderful, isn't it? Guide price 2.5 to 3.5, and we're already at 8,750.
All done, 8,750. 8,750. 9 I've got. 9,000. 9,000 £.
Yeah, it's treble.
9,000.
Top estimate.
They always are, Mantas. They bring some silly money.
9,500. 750 with me. 9,750. Come on now. 9,750. Are you all done then?
The seller of this will be happy.
Here's the 10. Be sharp, be sure, and away then, 9,750, 10 I've got. 250, 10, 250.
10, 250.
Tell you what, it's doing really well.
Yeah, yeah. Mantas do.
And away then, 10,250. There you go, 10,250. Well done, thank you.
Balmy, innit? And then the one next to it that's shiny you could drive home, arguably, is going to do $4,000 later on. You wait and see. Daft, innit? The one that wants a bit of love, it's a proper car. And the one next to it that's nice and shiny looking, it's all right. It's nothing special. That's the top and bottom of it.
There's a whole market out there, isn't there, of people who had one when they were younger or wanted one when they were younger and couldn't afford one. Now they're in a different position, and yeah, you're reliving your youth, aren't you? It's, you know, they'll be a bit disappointed when they find that it's an analogue clock, not a digital clock, and there's no aircon, and they've got to wind their own windows up and lock their own door. But what's that in terms of being able to like head back to your holiday? So.
The buffed-up Berlinetta made £5,350, half the price of the dusty GT.